All right, let's head back to the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Ever feel like you wanted to make your mark on the land in Cascadia? I mean, really make your mark? Well, the Landmarks expansion is here to let you do just that. It adds this amazing new layer of strategy and honestly just beauty to a game we already love. So let's dive in. You know, the rulebook has this quote that just nails it. The majestic region of Cascadia is like nowhere else on Earth. Cascadia's many landmarks provide its identity. And that's exactly what this expansion is all about. It's not just about plopping down animals anymore. Now you're the one shaping the land, creating these iconic landmarks that give your little corner of Cascadia its own unique identity. It really sets the perfect tone, doesn't it? So what are we actually getting in the box? Well, you can kind of break it down into three big things. First, just more stuff. More tiles, more tokens, and support for up to 6 players, which is awesome. Then you've got the main event, this whole new mechanic of building landmarks. And finally, for all of you who love to have long-term goals, there's a whole system of scenarios and achievements to work through. Plenty to dig into here.
Okay, first things first. Let's talk about how this expansion beefs up the core game and lets you get more people to the table.
And when I say more stuff, I mean it. Look at this list. We're talking 45 new habitat tiles. And yeah, that includes those tricky new keystone tiles that have multiple habitats on them. Super cool. Plus, 35 new wildlife tokens and a whopping 15 new scoring cards. That's 3 new sets for each animal. It all just mixes right into the base game. And best of all, it gives you what you need to officially play with 5 or even 6 players. Now, with all these new goodies, you're going to have to adjust how many tiles you use each game. It's not a huge deal, and this chart makes it super easy. Just find your player count, and it tells you exactly how many tiles to pull. And you'll notice, if you're playing with the Landmarks module, which, let's be honest, you're going to want to, you'll use just a few extra tiles. Simple as that. Okay, a 6-player game of Cascadia. Sounds like it could take a while, right? Well, the designers thought of that, and they came up with this brilliant alternative rule set to speed things up. Basically, everyone gets their own little personal stash of 5 tile and token pairs. Then, after you take your normal turn, you can play one from your personal supply as an extra action. You do this 5 times, so it cuts the total number of main rounds from 20 down to 15, but you still place the same number of tiles. It's a fantastic way to keep the game moving without losing any of that crunchy puzzle. All right, now for the real headliner of this expansion, the landmarks. This is the brand new mechanic, and trust me, it's going to completely change the way you look at your map. So what even is a landmark? Simple. It's a cool token you get to place on your map when you create a big old corridor of one habitat type. And why would you want to do that? Oh, only because it unlocks some really powerful new ways to score points at the end of the game. So how do you actually get one on your board? It's pretty straightforward. Step 1, you place a tile, and boom, it connects a habitat into a corridor that's 5 or more tiles big. The second that happens, you grab the matching landmark token and place it right on the tile you just played. Just keep in mind, you can only do this once for each of the 5 habitat types. And then, this is the really cool part. You look at the available landmark cards for that habitat and you pick one. That's your new scoring objective. But here's where it gets really interesting. This creates a huge strategic decision. See, when you place that landmark, sure, you get a powerful new scoring card. That's great. But, and this is a huge but, that tile, you can never ever place a wildlife token on it. You're literally giving up a spot for an animal to get that landmark bonus. So you have this constant tension. Do I grab that mountain landmark now and lock in a juicy scoring card? Or do I wait, hoping to place a bear there to finish my family? This one decision right here is the new strategic core of the game. It's fantastic. Okay, so we've got these new landmarks. Naturally, that means we have all new ways to score points. Let's check out some of the new puzzles this expansion throws at you. Just the new wildlife scoring cards by themselves add so much more to think about. I mean, look at this one for the hawks. It scores based on how many hawks have a line of sight to a fox. A line of sight. All of a sudden, you're not just thinking about where to put your hawks, you're thinking about what they can see from that spot. It adds this whole new spatial dimension to the puzzle. It's so clever. And the landmark cards themselves are all over the place, in the best way possible. Some of them will score you points based on what animals are near that habitat. Others care about how many different corridors you've made. Some are just a flat, simple, here's 3 points, thanks for playing. And then you have these wild ones that give you 0 points, but they let you magically link 2 separate corridors together for the endgame majority scoring. The strategic variety here is just wow.
Now, if you're the kind of player who loves having a bigger goal to work towards, you are gonna love this next part. The expansion adds what's basically a campaign mode, a way to track your achievements over multiple games.
So there are two different ways you can tackle this. On one hand, you've got these scenarios. There are 20 of them, and they give you a very specific setup and goals you have to hit. It's like a puzzle. On the other hand, you can just play a normal game with the Landmarks expansion and try to tick off goals from a big list, like, say, scoring more than 20 points from your landmarks. Either way, you get to fill out this cool little hiking chart in the rulebook, which gives you this awesome sense of progression. Okay, we've gone through all the new stuff, all the new rules, so the bottom line, is this expansion for you? Let's wrap it all up. So here's the rundown. What does Landmarks really do? Well, it absolutely adds more variety, no question. The new tiles and cards keep every game fresh. It introduces that really tough but really fun decision. Do I build a landmark or save the spot for an animal? It gives you that long-term campaign-style play with the achievement system. And, of course, it lets you play with up to 6 people, with rules to keep it from dragging. It just makes a great game even better, without making it overly complicated.
You know, when you boil it all down, this expansion changes your perspective. You're not just filling in a map anymore. You're actively shaping it. You're creating your own unique version of Cascadia with its own distinct features. So the only real question left is, with all these new tools at your fingertips, how are you going to shape your Cascadia?